FX presents the Indu Podcast with your host, T. Sterling Watson.
Good morning, Indubians. I'm T. Sterling Watson.
And I'm Kortney.
And I'm Neysha. I should know that by now.
Yes, you should. Good job. Good job. You're there. Anyway, this is the In Due Time podcast. In Due Time. Wow. Renaming the show. This is the In Due podcast, where morning drive time meets late night talk show as we aim to entertain, enlighten, and provide an auditory escape with knowledge and nonsense. Thank you for stopping by and pressing play. We're recording live from the south side of Wakanda in Little New Indubia on the corner of T'Chaka and MLK Drive. Kortney and Neysha, how are you both doing on this day?
I mean, you can't complain, I guess.
I know I said both of your names as if like you're both supposed to respond at the same time. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It just shows we're in sync.
Right.
Yeah. But no, same. I mean, like after getting myself out of a little spiral, not too bad. I can see the sky is sunny outside. It is 6 o'clock in Chicago and it's not pitch black. So I will be thankful for that.
That is 6 o'clock in Chicago? That's right, because you're Central Time Zone. I was like, wait a second. Time zone change, but also daylight savings time change.
Yeah.
I was starting to spiral, but
yeah. There we go again.
I'm back. Nope, I'm back.
Okay, you came out of the spiral before we even started, and Neysha had dropped a bomb on us just before we began recording a new segment called Out of the Spiral, which we were not even ready for yet. But I'm just saying it might replace the mailbag segment, but it won't replace the theme song, which I know Berto loves, and I love playing it because it drives some people crazy because it's so long. Anyway, I just want to mention, Kortney, can you give me breaking news before we continue? So I don't know if any of you have heard yet, but as of a couple hours ago, the Senate has unanimously passed I think it's called the Sunshine Protection Act or something. I don't know, but they're basically outlawing daylight savings time or daylight saving time. Sorry.
Oh, everybody? For real?
Yes. So if the president signs it, then we won't have you turning our clocks back anymore.
What? But no, I like the time going back.
I like the time going back. Yeah.
Give me my hour.
This one is the worst of the two, though.
Yes. Mm-hmm. If we keep time back, that means I still get sunlight earlier. Like the sun stays out longer.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I understand. I get it.
They did this all wrong.
I'm okay right now with it because at least I didn't have to work during the shift change, because normally that means an hour I'm losing. Like when you jump ahead an hour,
right?
My shift is now 7 hours instead of 8. I'm like, hey, give me my hour back. So I do like when I have to work when we turn the hour back, because then it's a 9-hour shift, even though I am much more tired, but still that's an extra hour money. Pay. Exactly.
Right. I just want to know who was the one like, okay, instead of the hour forward, instead of the hour back, we're going to go with the hour forward. I want to fight you.
I think that's Benjamin Franklin, maybe.
No, I mean, who in the Senate? I mean, I'll fight Ben Franklin too. He can get it. He can get these hands.
Oh, in that case, Rubio.
Meet me in the parking lot, Rubio.
I mean, whoever I said, you were ready for him anyway. So
I mean, you stay ready. You ain't got to get ready.
True,
right.
and Rubio's not a person that you probably like anyway. So yeah. Although I can't help but think of Rufio from Hook. So yeah. I mean, it's right there. It's right there. I think somebody probably even memed him and gave him that colorful, crazy mohawk and all that good stuff. So, but yeah, just wanted to throw that in there since you mentioned time change, and like this was not on my docket. But I'm like, you know what? Now's a good time. So thank you so much for that lovely segue. And I'm glad I could bring some news to you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I hope it passes.
I mean, I'm interested in seeing it too, because there's been a lot of debate about it for the last few years. Like, do we even still need it? So,
well, there was also the universal time debate like a few years ago too, which I don't even want to try to understand what that is.
Mm.
So I'd leave that alone.
I'm gonna write it down so I can dive down that rabbit hole a little later.
It's definitely a spiral to go down, and
I'm okay with that.
Literally, it's time. Time is a spiral. It's a timey-wimey, all that good stuff.
It's made
up,
up,
construct by man.
Yeah, it's made up for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I would say the concept of it is probably 2 steps away from flat Earth to me.
Okay.
Okay.
Because when you hear people explain it, I'm like, this sounds like a conspiracy theory, but it's not. It's a concept of time that people would like to implement. So it's not a conspiracy theory, but it sounds like one.
I just want you to know I'm changing my wallpaper to like when you go Google like time and you see like a clock that's just spiraling down with like all the numbers and stuff. Yep, that's all I'm thinking about right now. I was like, this is my wallpaper now. This is where we are.
Nice.
Besides all of that, and conspiracy theories aside, this is also something that has been an ongoing discussion amongst people like us. Well, we are concerned about AI taking over in the singularity. And I've come to the realization that I'm not too worried anymore. And
you're not worried of the takeover.
Not yet. No.
Why?
I'm glad you asked. And for that, I'm going to have Alexa help me with that. And possibly you can point out why, if you can hear her hopefully clear enough. So let me just get a little moment over here. Computer, what is my name?
Sterling is speaking. This is Terrell's account.
I don't know if you could hear that.
We could. I mean, I could.
It was pretty low, but I heard it too.
Oh, okay. I couldn't figure out a way to turn it up other than bringing the microphone a little closer, which I could probably just do that too. So, because it's a very specific thing. There we go. I just have to talk to again. Computer, what is my name?
I think you're Sterling. This is Terrell's account.
Much better, yeah. Okay. So she knows who you are. Creepy.
She knows who I am, yes, but if you've noticed how she pronounces my first name.
I think this is Sterling.
Oh, my middle name is Sterling, but my first name is Terrell, but she pronounces it Terrell.
Oh, I thought she said it right. Okay, I heard wrong.
Nope, she didn't say my first name correctly. So for me personally, this gives me like kind of some peace. Like, okay, until they can actually pronounce my name, and I'm going to assume other Black people's names correctly, then at least I'm safe from.
You know what? That makes sense because my Face ID still gets confused and pauses after I get my braids.
See?
What? Racism.
It'll open up, but I'm just like, you're a little slow, Siri. You can't tell it's me, can you?
That is anti-Black.
It is anti-Black, but also they still can't say Lanisha without saying Lanisha. Like that's not it.
Trying to pronounce every letter when really that's not how it's done.
Yeah.
And so however, Kortney, I think you might not make it. So I'm sorry.
I might not make it. What do you mean?
Because of your name. It's easy to pronounce. Like a computer can say it. And like
I'm just gonna talk to y'all. Y'all will be my what is it, the canary in the mines? To let me know when there's gas there. So when y'all start, it doesn't quite work like that. But basically y'all are gonna let me know when there's danger. Because you're right. I have, I guess,
a simpler name,
easily pronounceable name, I guess, spelled weird, but know.
But I think if we can get you away with, if me and you wear glasses, because we as we said, the AI is racist, and we just get braids or slightly close to the same hairstyle. Oh, we're good. You can pass. It'll think it's right. It'll think it's me.
Exactly.
So,
I like that plan.
Yeah, we'll make it work. Yeah, we'll that way we can survive whatever the robot or AI singularity and anything of that future that is inevitable, because it is inevitable. Yeah.
Well, I mean, we know. Well, never mind. Well, isn't Terminator 2? Isn't the Black man the cause of Skynet? But he stops it. I think he was the programmer.
Wait, you said Terminator?
Yeah, wasn't it Terminator 2?
I don't remember it that well. I've seen recently the Terminator, but not Terminator 2.
Somebody out there is probably screaming at us that it's Terminator 2. I think it's Terminator 2. I think is it Olivia Pope's daddy? I should know these people.
Yeah, he's in it. He's in it.
I'm sorry.
Joe Morton. Yeah, that's
Joe Morton. I think Joe Morton is in it.
He is. And,
yes. Okay.
And I'd get excited every time I see him because I'm like, hey, Blues Brothers, which is terrible because that's like not a movie most people want to think about or associate with him. Blues Brothers 2000 to be specific, which people don't like. I like it. I mean, it was my first introduction to the Blues Brothers, and then I saw the original one, and I'm like, hey, I like them both. I don't have to choose. Don't make me choose.
Yeah.
So there we have it. So yes, we have Terminator and of course Matrix and all these predictions for the future. And I feel like we're safe. And I'm pretty sure Joe Morton didn't make it. I don't remember his character's name, but I'm pretty sure
I looked it up. He played Miles Bennett Dyson, was the original inventor of the neutral net processor, which led to the development of Skynet and computer AI. So my point was, I'm like, well, most of the movies, we're not the ones at the center of the creation or pushing it forward. And then I remembered Terminator 2, but he corrected it by blowing up that bomb, but then he had to kill himself in it. So I don't.
Well,
at least he wasn't
killed. He wasn't killed by the robots, though.
No, but he sacrificed himself so the white characters could live.
Exactly. That one.
Yeah. Okay.
But I mean, it's one of those things. I'm like, okay, he didn't sacrifice himself because he's black, but I still don't like the optics of the black man who invented this thing killing himself to save white people.
That's it. That's it right there.
Yeah.
That's it. End of show.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Terminator for people.
Thank you for joining us for another And Do podcast. Yep, that's but no, I mean, I feel like I could just take this and use this as a segue to our next topic, which is our Black History fact, since we're talking about what was it? Not inventors, but just Black people kind of I don't want to say taking one for a team because that's not what this is either. I'm also looking for my soundboard.
Black History.
Black History.
Black History. Black History. Facts.
I lost the thread that I was going with of the connectivity here. That's okay. We're just going to move on and power through because my Black History fact for today is a person. I was just actually scrolling through Twitter, just looking for interesting news and articles, and this photo came up of a former enslaved Aunt Julia Jones, an Alabama warrioress archetype. Enslaved in Alabama, Jones tried to burn down the house of her former slave while he was, or slave master, former slave master while he was asleep in it. All anyone ever said about her was that she totally despised the white man. And boy, oh boy, yes. There is more, which I need to there it is. Okay. As it's loading. Okay. He knew she was trying to get him. She was a revolutionary who said, never be loyal to the slave master. During the Civil War, she tried to burn down every overseer's house. So warrior indeed.
For her.
She was 94 years old in this picture that I have of her. So
and she lived a long life. Love that for her. Can we get a statue?
Right.
Who do we have to petition, and where can it be located?
It has to be in Alabama. That's for certain.
That might be hard. That might be hard.
Right.
Well, we'll put it somewhere.
Maybe I can name a child after her.
I mean, it's certainly a name that I have not come across before, Druella. And I'm assuming that's how it's pronounced. It looks so much like Cruella, but
that'll be cute because Drew as a nickname for girl is
or
cute.
Ella.
Or Ella. I like Ella. Yes. Oh, I could have two of them. They could be twins, Drew and Ella.
I like it actually.
Thank you.
I co-sign. But with that, I mean, I feel that is the perfect way to get into our newest segment, which I know I've been promising for like the last 2 episodes, but things had been all jumbled around that I wasn't able to get to it. And I just wasn't feeling ready. I had to really like get myself hyped up for this next segment, because last time I did the song story breakdown, I did Curtis Mayfield, and the song was oh my goodness, Party Night, I think. I know. Right. Yeah, because there's Party Night, because one's Party Night, the other one is Soul Music, and both of them seem like they kind of fit together. But this one is James Brown, The Payback. And I'm just trying to get it right here. Now, usually I'm trying to look for songs that maybe might not have. Actually, I don't mind. It's just a song that I know has a story behind it, or it tells a story. And this one definitely tells a story if you listen to the lyrics. And there's like one particular lyric that I really needed to point out, because for years I've heard the song and I'm like, oh, he said something else after I read the lyrics. But we'll get to it. First of all, you just need to know that James Brown in this song is mad. He's angry. And I'm gonna tell you why. But first he starts out, hey! Sorry. But that is the first lyric. So he's got to get payback. And he wants revenge, and he is mad. Mad. And it's just I need you to feel the anger that is like Aunt Joella. She was mad. She wanted payback. She wanted revenge.
She did, and she got it.
She got it. But James, he's mad for other reasons, and I'm gonna tell you why. He's mad because I don't know exactly who you is, but I'm assuming it's some other guy, like in some like slick suit and a big hat, but try to get down with his girlfriend, and it's not right. It's not right for anyone to do that. And then you're just gonna start hollering, cussing? Like, no. Those are fighting words. And he says, you want to fight? Fine. You want payback. That's something you're going to get. And if you want to fight, he's ready to fight, because you sold him out for chicken change. I'm not really sure what chicken change is. I'm assuming it's a little bit of money. It's not much money, and you sold him out for it. And he's got his band of people who agrees with him all throughout the song. They're like, yes, he did. I was there. I saw it. I saw him do it. So yes. And I hope you felt my neck moving back and forth when I said it, because that was his friends saying it. So anyway, this so-called guy who is selling him out, whatever happened, he had it arranged where they had him down. I'm assuming like maybe on the ground, to maybe fight him. He didn't get into details, but I think when you're just so angry like that, it's you just can't get all the words out. You just like, you did. So that's pretty much how the song comes out, because he went into the recording booth the night that this happened, and he laid it out on the wax, and you can feel it. But he wasn't just mad about just this one guy. He's also mad. Well, let me continue, because I think he's still talking about this one person. He can dig wheeling and dealing, but no squealing. So even back then, no snitches. He can dig rapping.
Snitches get stitches.
They do. Rapping, scrapping, but no backstabbing. Because, I mean, that's how you get the payback. If you start backstabbing and squealing. Not saying that he did this, but maybe somebody he knows did it. I don't know. He's got a person named Fred with him, and he told Fred to hit him, but it also could be his drummer. But still, I don't know. This guy also took his money. Not he sold him out or beat him down, but also took his money, took his girlfriend money, got my honey. And you don't want to see what it's doing to him, because it's terrible, as you had texted me earlier, Kortney. It's terrible. But he's so upset that he's got to deal with you, either him or Fred. We're unsure, but he's got to deal with you, and he tells you that 4 or 5 times. That's how serious it is. Like, I mean, can you just imagine James Brown, probably played by the late Chadwick Boseman, just pacing around in a circle, like, I gotta deal with them. Got to deal with them. I mean, you got down with my woman and that ain't right. I mean, he's pretty much repeating himself from earlier, but still, he's just still upset. And the part that got me was that, and a lot of people know this line here, I don't know karate, but I know crazer. Yeah, I thought it was crazy, but it's actually crazer. So that makes me think he's going to cut you. Gonna just, pull out some kind of, I don't know, crazy slicing. So I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, that's how he's gonna. Okay. So he lets us know that he is the son of a man, which I don't really understand, but okay, he's great. And basically, I think with all of that is just saying that what his daddy taught him, you don't let no man backstab you, squeal you, or take your money, or take your woman. You gotta get back. Oops. gotta get him. I don't see the other line here, but there is. Wait, is it even in here? Because I'm looking at the lyrics just to make sure that I got the whole thing. Oh, okay. I had to keep scrolling. There was an ad in the way. Okay. Because he also needs payback, or wants to give payback to his woman, the one that, the guy took. Mm-hmm. She had it all arranged, apparently. Maybe not him, but she did. Tried to make a deal, wanted to squeal, but he had his boys on her heels because she was running away. Because like, oh no, he found out. Saw me coming, told a lie, wanted to cry, but he doesn't care about all that. No. Just take those kids and make sure you raise them up better than you. I'm paraphrasing, but yeah, better than you, and make them, because he says, make them drink out of a righteous cup. Be good, be better than your mother. Because she low down, terrible. And make her get up and get out. I'm saying much calmer than he did, because he was upset. But his patience has ended and he wants revenge. And he needs some hits, and he demands hits. And there's drums happening, but I'm pretty sure there's probably some gunshots too. I don't know. But he kind of walks off and the song is over. It's like 7 minutes, but he's mad. He's mad.
I couldn't tell.
I know, right? Never would have thought.
Not even a little bit.
Not a little bit, but there was a lot going on. I felt it, and there are times I just like to just put the song on because it just gets me in a mood. Not that I'm mad or anything, but just like, and just, I don't know, it just gets me.
Get into that about that life mood.
Right, exactly.
Right.
Like, just don't mess with me. Just don't. Because I need some hits. Where's my hits? Fred, get over here, Fred. But let's bring it down. So, calm down a little bit.
Simmer down.
Woosah. Yes. Woosah. Now, something that Kortney and I were talking about earlier today was just trying to get into better like sleep practices and just ways to, or sleep hygiene was the term I used, but just ways to just kind of calm it down for the night. Now, Neysha, do you not to pry into your private life, but do you have sleep problems? Do you have issues going to sleep? Do you have methods that help you get to sleep?
I'd say, like, according to Siri in my tracking my sleep, I'm averaging just under 6 hours. So probably not. I would not say I have the best sleep, but I do have methods that help me get to sleep. So it's been improving. I have to sleep with a body pillow. Wow, I can't talk still. Pillow between my legs.
I'm gonna have Amazon look up what a body pillow is.
I don't even know what accent that was. That's just me not being able to talk. But yeah, words are hard. Yeah, I sleep with a body pillow in between my legs, and that's more of so like I've been going to a chiropractor, so like that's been suggested to help improve sleep, and like also alignment and hips, because I used to go to sleep and my hips would be so tight because running and working out, and then you go and lay down and your body's not active, and then things stiffen up. So doing that, stretching before bed. There are stretches you can do in the bed, so you don't have to get out of the bed right before, like once you want to get comfortable. So I'll do those. And, I've learned to just put the phone far away, or like do not sleep facing your phone if it's on a night table. And that will do wonders. But yeah, that's usually my regimen. I mean, like if I'm really ready for some sleep, an ashwagandha gummy does wonders.
Ooh.
Yeah, and those are the it's a sleep aid, but it's like a non-addictive sleep aid. It's one, if y'all know who Tabitha Brown is, the vegan, the black vegan lady, for people who don't know.
Yeah.
She like had the commercials with this company, and they offer them, and like they have ashwagandha berries, and like I saw her, I'm like, you know what, I trust Tabitha.
Yeah.
And them berries, and the ashwagandha is amazing. I am knocked out.
So is it like melatonin?
Yes, it is. Like it's not. I know, like with one side effect of melatonin, because my godbrother, we used to have to give it to him to help him go to sleep, the child dose. The problem with melatonin is after kids get on it for a while, it can cause them to have night terrors or really affect their sleeping pattern. And that's after like an extended period of time of taking. Like if you're doing it every night, it's not good. And we found that out after like his mom had mentioned, like, yeah, we gave him melatonin, and I'm like, but he's having night terrors. Yeah.
That's good to know.
Yeah, it was bad. It was like he would scream and his eyes would not be open. I'm just like, oh, we cannot do this.
Yeah, that's not good.
No. Okay. Do you have well, first of all, we're gonna have to get more information on that. I keep wanting to call
ashwagandha.
Yes, there you go. Because I don't know if you know what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of the little kid shoe brand, Oshkosh.
Oh, Oshkosh.
Yes.
What's it called though? That's not the name of it. That was like its slogan or something, right?
I think it was Oshkosh, just Oshkosh.
Yeah. And then we would say Oshkosh Bagash because why not?
Yeah, exactly. So, but that's what stuck in my head, and that's not what you said. You said
ashwagandha.
Okay. There we go. All right, I had to write it down so that way I can look it up later. Great. Now, do you watch anything or listen to anything when you go to sleep?
I've learned I don't have a TV in my room still. That's more of a choice because I just can't justify having two TVs in a one bedroom when the TV is on the other side of said room. So if I really want to watch something, I can watch it on my iPad. But that's another thing I do. I don't watch anything in bed because most likely if it's really entertaining, I will keep watching it. But I will turn on like white noise, specifically like thunderstorm sounds, and just let that play until I go to sleep, and those help.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. And Kortney, what kind of things are you looking at doing? Because this is again a conversation we had, and I was kind of curious.
So I am looking into white noise, like Neysha mentioned, but I've discovered that there's such a thing. There's like other colors. So there's brown noise and there's pink noise even. I'm pretty sure there's many other colors, but I just happened upon pink by accident because I heard about brown. And then I was like, oh, I need to research this. And so apparently like they sound very similar, the different colors of noise, but apparently they're different frequencies or something. I don't know a whole lot about the frequencies of white noise, but somehow the frequencies are different. So they're better for whatever you're trying to, like some colorful noises are better for whatever you're trying to do. If you're trying to focus, do not take this as it. But for instance, if you're trying to study, perhaps white noise is better. If you're trying to sleep deeply, after a long day, perhaps pink noise is better. And so I'm very new to it, but apparently there are differences in each of the colorful noises. But I do like thunderstorms as well. I like rain. I can't seem to do, I can do ocean, but I can't do like a river for some reason. I can do a river if I'm studying, but if I'm trying to go to sleep, it's got to have some kind of variance to it, or it just it don't do well with me.
That's interesting. Can't do a river, but I
don't know why, but I've just noticed it.
Rivers don't work for me either. That's what I've noticed. Like I had like a thunderstorm maybe it's because the pattern of the sound,
it
varies. I think that could be it.
Yeah. Well, I know that those will work. My problem though is I tend to, because I do tend to fall asleep like while watching something in bed or with lights on and stuff. And so, Daniel is good about turning stuff off, but sometimes I wake up if he's turning stuff off. He's pretty quiet, but I can go to sleep pretty easily, but I'm learning that I'm a pretty light sleeper. So sound of almost any variety will kind of get me. And then it's just hard to get back to sleep. So I am researching what I need to do, because it's starting to really, like, I can't remember the last time I've really slept well. And that's a problem. I should not tolerate that any longer.
Well, the important thing is that you are working on it. And as I'll say, even Ashley and I, we have tried not too many different things, but we definitely need white noise. And we generally go for a TV show we've already seen. So we're not missing anything, because that's been my issue ever since I was, younger. And then I would wake up in the middle of a show and then I get upset because I don't know what's happening in the show. I was like, I don't know, I'm never going to see it again. It's irrational anger. So I'm glad that, like, when I was able to have like TV shows on DVD, I would just put those on and just go to sleep with that. However, as we've getting older and we learn that, like, the blue light does affect us and keeps us awake, trying to keep our devices away, even though that's easier said than done for even myself included. Yeah. Whereas my phone, actually, it will, around bedtime, it'll take all the color out of the screen. So it's just black and white, but it also puts it on do not disturb. I'm like, no, but I want to, I'm usually playing a game and I need the colors to see what I'm doing. So I turn it back off, or 30 minutes, and then the 30 minutes will come back on. I'm like, okay, I'll go to bed.
Yeah.
I also have, as I've probably mentioned before, my most of the light bulbs in my home are smart bulbs. So they turn off at a certain time. So that actually might help you out a little bit, Kortney, with, leaving the lights on. Just a thought. Just a thought.
Well, I need to get with you, because remember, there's a reason why I couldn't get it to work. Something to do with my Wi-Fi or router or something technological that I can't remember.
Yes. However,
I did get the bulbs. I just couldn't, or I got the plugs actually. So yeah, we got to talk.
Yeah, we'll talk, because I did forget about that. Yes, you're right. As for things that we've been watching, we'll also watch like really long movies again that we've seen before. So now that Dune is back on HBO Max, yes, we've been putting Dune on. Not saying Dune is boring, it's not, but I did ask. It is long, and I asked Ashley about it, and she's like, yeah, I do like the sound of it, like just the music scape, if you will, of it. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I get that. And back to the white noise, like just the actual white noise and pink noise, which I guess it falls under, I was looking it up, is like the whole rain. And YouTube has a lot of these where they last for like 8 hours, more or less.
Right.
And some of them are actually black screens or very dark ones. So because I have a hard time sleeping in silence and in pitch blackness. So would like I would like a little bit of light somewhere, not because of fear or anything. It just helps with my awareness, like just spatial awareness. Like, oh no, there's blackness, I can't see, and like anything, and I'm terrified a little bit. But no, I don't really know what it is about me, but I just know if it's silent, I'm gonna wake up and be like, what's happening? Or my subconscious just likes to play with me and just like, ooh, there's snakes all around you. I don't know. It's just something.
I get that, because that's the thing also about me. I don't sleep facing the door. Like, I don't fall asleep facing the door, because I don't keep it open.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, no, wait, I do keep it open. And that's more so, it's just a habit for me. Like when I lived in a house with other people, I closed the door, but now that I live by myself, I feel like I have to leave the door open in case I hear anything. And again, it's a 1-bedroom, so I should hear anything even if the door was closed, but it's more of a keep the door open, you can hear everything.
Like an awareness type thing.
Exactly.
You just got to keep an eye out just in case like the bogeyman comes out or something.
Bogeyman, anything, the slightest drop somewhere, I'll hear like a creak and I'm like, what is that? and I'll shoot up.
Gotta
But
make sure it's not a grab me gotcha. So
right,
you're good.
grab me gotcha. But I can't. Well, speaking of the grab me gotchas, it'd be like, when you fall, like, I don't know people who fall asleep facing the door and close their eyes. I'm like, how do you, and then like I've woken up and I just stare at that door and I'm like, is something there?
Those are the people that live on the edge.
See, that's me. I live on the edge, I guess. So I can follow. Listen, but see, I live in a house that I've lived in for a little while, so I'm very. I hear you with the, like, you want to be aware and stuff, because I'll sleep with my bedroom door open too. But I don't know. Because I'm just like, if it's coming, I kind of want to see it coming. I don't want to be surprised. Sometimes I don't like sleeping. If anything, because I can pretty much fall asleep anywhere and stay asleep just about anywhere. But if anything, I would need to face the door in order to really feel comfortable falling asleep. Because sometimes putting my back to the door, that's when my irrational thoughts come in. It's so weird.
That's when the hand creeps over and gets you, because you weren't facing the door. So if you're facing the door, they're like, oh, right. she's looking. So
makes sense. I get it. Like, I feel like we're like the reverse, was like keeping the door open is how I'm aware.
Yeah.
But for you, you're just like, oh no, I'm ready. I am ready. All I gotta do is open an eye.
And I can see it and I'm gonna get it,
Right. Be ready. Y'all built different. I said all of that, and I was really trying to lead up to the fact that one of the things that our new favorite thing that we kind of both realized that we like watching to go to sleep to is Bob Ross. Because
that's a good one.
He's definitely been making a resurgence ever since the pandemic hit, I believe. But not only him, but just other painters that are either paint in his style or just like, hey, we're going to spend 4 hours making this painting. And I actually like going to sleep to that too. And it's just, and I'm not calling it boring. It's just something that just soothes me, especially Bob Ross and how he talks. I'm just like, oh, I'm just going to paint this over here. I'm just going to do great things. It's great. It's wonderful. And I love it.
I get that. I like to listen to like him on just like as I work. Like, it's like a podcast almost. Like, I don't have to necessarily watch what he's doing, but it's calming. Or like watching Mr. Rogers as a child. I never watched an entire episode of Mr. Rogers, not calling it boring. I saw segments of it and then I went to sleep watching it. He has just one of those voices where it's like, I feel comfortable and safe with this man talking. I'll go to sleep now.
I mean, PBS, PBS during the day, like daytime PBS. Yeah, that's the safe spot right there. Just going back anytime, because you got Sherry Lewis, like she was just a ball of delight, and then Sesame Street and all of that stuff. But specifically Mr. Rogers but Bob Ross, he has a timelessness about him, even though his style, just the way he looks, is stuck in a certain decade. But still, everything else about him is just timeless, and I love it.
Yep.
And I just wanted to bring him up so I can talk about the complete opposite of something that's now on Netflix called Guardians of Justice.
Okay. I love it.
Okay, you haven't heard of it. Neysha, have you heard of it?
It keeps popping up in suggestions for me, and I have not seen it.
I highly recommend you guys see it. I do not recommend it for everyone because it's basically a mix of Watchmen and The Boys.
Okay. That sounds like my jam. Go on.
And I'll say even a couple sprinkles of Scott Pilgrim versus the World. So it's about superheroes for sure. In I guess the real world, and basically sort of a parody of DC Justice League characters. And each episode's like 30 minutes. And I don't want to say it's trying to figure out a good word. It's hyper.
Okay.
Hyperactive, but the way that it's shot, like some of it is actually shot like on video or film or whatever. Some of it is animated. Some of it just goes back and forth. At one point, there's even a little bit of a claymation that happens. I think that's only one scene.
Oh, wow.
But it goes all over the place. And like when the more wow, I just went to explodey scenes. But yeah, the more just like the more action or things that would take like a whole lot of money just to produce, it goes animated and it just fits.
Oh,
some of it even goes 8-bit, like 8-bit video games. It goes there, and it just, and you can never tell when it's going to happen. It's just going to do it, and you just go with it. And
it just fits. It flows with the rest of the show. It
really does, and it's a very interesting show, and it has a very 80s vibe and feel to it. And I'm just going to say, go for it, because it's a wild ride. It truly is. I am confused by the ending, so by all means, if you do see it and you want to talk about it, I'm here because I have questions. So yes, rather than answers, yes, I have questions. But this is not something to watch if you're trying to go to sleep or trying to go to bed. It's something, maybe watch it a few hours before you go to bed. And again, it's actually a pretty quick watch because, like I said, it's only 30 minutes per episode. And I think it's like 7 or 8 episodes. So you can probably get through it within a weekend. Not for the kids. Again, I must repeat, it is not for everybody, but I feel like you two can handle it. So that is why I decided, hey, let's talk about Guardians of Justice for a hot second.
So is it like graphic or anything? Is it because you said The Boys, and I can't handle that show.
Okay. There and when the person who told me about it said that it was worse than The Boys, but after I've watched it, I'm like, if you mean all the animated parts where things got like violent, like that's the other show, Invincible, if you've seen that.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that question, like where does it rank with Invincible?
Yeah,
it's on par with Invincible.
Okay,
gotcha.
I mean, yeah, because we saw a man punch his spine out the back.
Right. I may have to tap out for this one.
Okay, so I retract my recommendation. It's not quite a recommendation, but it's something like, hey, I saw this. Check it out. I'm gonna get back to me and talk about it here because I had to. Because I'm like, well, this is a great contrast to if you're watching Bob Ross. I'm like, okay, let's do something completely different.
Completely different.
It truly is.
You took a hard left.
Very hard left. Like you weren't even ready, and now you have a neck brace because you just could not prepare for what was about to happen. But for that, I mean, just the artistic skill of it, that is also what I'm really applauding here, how they use the mixed media, just all these different kinds of ways you can tell a story visually. They did it. And that's what I liked about it. And that's why I'm talking about it. So
I love that.
Yeah. So that's why it's not a recommendation. It's just something I wanted to talk about. And there you have that. Now, I'm going to take another hard left turn and oh, wait, I do have a jingle for it. This is my mouse died. Oh, there it is. Okay. And we're going to Florida or Floridon't. Now, Florida or Floridon't is the game I like to play where I give you a headline and you tell me whether or not it is something that happened in Florida or a Florida man or Florida woman, or it's not. Sounds easy enough? Because I know, Neysha, you've never played, so this is your first time. So I will read the headline. I will read the headline and both of you and Kortney, guess whether or not this is a Florida story or not. And we will start with, of course, I know the answer, so I'm juggling and shuffling around. Hugging bandit arrested for stealing wallets and credit cards. This is an old lady too.
Definitely Florida.
I'm going to say Florida.
Florida. And you both got it correct. Good job. We've got a good start so far.
I was about to say old lady Florida. Yeah. It's a 50-50 chance.
Oh, all of them are 50-50.
Right.
Because I've definitely gotten some that really, got Kortney like, really? Yes. All right. See, did I put this in the right order? wait, which way? Okay, yep. Box of human. Hold on, let me try that again because words. Box of human heads stolen. I can't say where, but yeah.
What? Oh, a box of human heads.
Okay, and I forgot to tell you this part, Neysha. If you so desire, I can continue to read the article if you need a little more help.
I want you to continue reading it more so because I have more questions.
There's so many questions.
But yes, please just read a little bit more.
Authorities are investigating a rather bizarre case where a sticky-fingered ne'er-do-well stole a box of human heads that was intended for medical research. The very strange caper reportedly occurred on Thursday morning when a miscreant managed to access the back of a shipping truck. The thief proceeded to pilfer a dolly as well as peculiar container bearing the words exempt human specimen and the logo of a group that facilitates the donations of bodies to science. According to the police, the specimens contained in the package were, in fact, human heads that were being sent to medical research facility by an organization known as Science Care. Why someone would steal such a strange shipment is a matter of conjecture, with the assumption largely being that the individual who pulled off the crime was aware of what exactly they were taking. Should that be the case, they likely wound up with quite the surprise when they opened the ill-gotten box and saw a human head staring back at them. I love this writer.
Yeah.
So many more. Okay. So I understand. Okay. I don't want to derail us too much, but I understand when you donate your body to science, they kind of do whatever. I guess I just never thought that they would decapitate you. And like, even if they're doing stuff for, studying of the brain or whatever, I guess it just never really occurred to me that they may just take the head. I guess I would think that they would take the brain.
But as someone who, I've only ever assisted one person try to carry a body inside of a building, a cadaver, a dead body, yes.
Cadaver, yeah.
Yep. And the only way you know that it's a dead person is because of how it's contained. Like it's a full body usually, and it's a very long box, or as they're traveling throughout the hospital, it's covered in like a really thick blanket. So but normally by that time it's like the transport unit is doing that, but this is this one guy who's delivering this body for science, and I'm like, why don't you have a helper? Why am I helping you? I don't want to help you, but here we are.
This not my job.
It truly isn't, but like, man, you gotta help me. Come on, man. And yes, he was a black guy. So, and I'm like,
no,
man.
Nah, bro, that's where we draw the line.
It would have been hard pass for me.
Yeah, I don't have the clearance. I don't have. It's above me. It's above me.
It truly is. It truly is. And this guy should be below me. But hey, whatever. For science.
So,
okay, sorry. So, definitely gonna be Floridon't. Because I feel like a Florida person would have done their research. I think this was an accident. Like, I don't think that they knew what they were stealing. That's canon for me now. So
yeah, same. I was kind of thinking, I'm like, okay. I was thinking way worse, like if there was a serial killer involved or something, until we got the information about the science. So I'm gonna say Floridon't also.
Okay. All right. Well, you both are correct. This happened in Denver, Colorado.
Oh, okay. Never would have thought Denver, but all right.
I know, right?
You're right.
I guess there's crime everywhere, though.
There is. Now we had one Florida, one Floridon't. Listen carefully. Well, at least for the headline. Border police bust man entering country with 52 reptiles hidden in his clothing.
Oh, that's Florida.
Definitely Florida.
You sound so confident.
Oh, no.
Better be Florida.
Final answer?
Florida.
Yep.
California.
Oh, wow.
Darn it.
Not Cali.
California. Authorities in California arrested a man attempting to enter the United States from Mexico with a staggering 52 snakes and lizards hidden in his clothing.
Like, they got to be the small kind, right? Like, how does that even work?
I mean, they're all in like baggies, like different like bags.
Okay, sure.
But like, what
makes
was he
sense.
wearing? Was it a trench coat in Florida? Was it a goose? Was it a Canada Goose parka, like with all the pockets? I'm just like, that's a lot to sneak into a coat.
Well, let's see, because I'm actually browsing through.
He did
According
get caught, so there's that.
Right, and there was nothing wrong with his vehicle. Everything was fine. He passed that inspection. According to the U.S. Customs and Border Protection, cops discovered that the man was carrying a slew of small plastic bags and containers, or I'm sorry, containing some rather peculiar cargo. Specifically, the agency says the driver had 9 snakes and a whopping 43 horned lizards hidden throughout his jacket and pants.
What?
Like, I'm just
How,
the math
sir?
isn't mathing.
Why,
What are you
sir?
wearing, sir?
Was he trying to hawk them off? Was he
Probably.
I
like
would
sell them?
Was this his first day doing this? Because I just feel like
Doing
a professional would
first
not.
day of crime. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, a professional would know how to sneak some lizards into where they need to sneak them.
Well, he failed miserably. So
He did fail.
So that's where he is. All right, and now we will go to our next one. Man calls 911 to ask if deputies can test if his drugs are real.
Florida.
Yes. I specifically left out what drug, and you can get bonus points if you want to guess what it was.
Ooh.
Okay.
Cocaine.
Nope. It was
Wait.
Okay.
Heroin.
Oh, okay. I guess I could have said it and it wouldn't really changed, but meth. It was meth.
Meth. Dang it.
But yeah, you guys got that one right. So it's there. And the last one, man, I don't remember where this one came from. Will it open for me? Oh, it cannot be found. That's okay. I have the headline. I wrote down the headline.
Oh, okay.
And it starts out with a quote. "I will shoot you too. Man arrested."
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Carry on.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Man arrested in a bathrobe. After, oh man, I really need to. In a bathrobe, yes.
Okay.
Hold on, because I got to get the original. Man arrested in a up there it is. Okay. Man arrested in a bathrobe after firing warning shots at leaf blowing neighbor.
Okay, the leaf blowing gives me a pause because does Florida have leaves like that?
I don't know. I don't.
I'm gonna say not. I'm gonna say Floridon't.
Kortney,
that
how do you
sounds like
feel?
a southern thing because the heat and stuff. So I'm gonna say Floridon't as well. Like not a Florida southern.
Like maybe really Alabama, southern. Maybe Mississippi.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say Floridon't as well.
Okay. And you both got it wrong. I'm sorry. This was a Florida man.
They do have leaves in Florida. That's crazy.
I guess so. I just think of palm trees, which I'm like, that's pretty big. Do you need a leaf blower for palm trees?
I'm sorry. I don't know. I'm actually trying to see if it says what city this took place in.
Because we need to know that.
It's reported by the Tampa like paper, Free Press. There it is. But that doesn't mean it happened in Tampa. So. And nope, doesn't say what city. But the full quote, let's see, according to the affidavit, this man yelled to the victim to stop using the leaf blower, then pointed his gun at the victim's dog and said, "I'm going to shoot you, effing dog. If you keep using your blower, I will shoot you too."
Dang, savage. Right? The dog was just there.
Right. Leave the dog out of it. This is a dispute between you two.
And again, he did fire a couple warning shots before then. So
at least he was courteous.
At least. So that was Florida or Floridon't. And I guess, overall you got 3 out of 5. So,
you passed.
Good job. Good job, both of you.
Yeah, that's a pass. Good job, Neysha.
Good job, Kortney. We did that.
what I'm finding is that when other people play along, then they tend to I don't know, commiserate and like, no, you're right. That probably didn't happen in Florida. So it's interesting. I'm finding that to be very interesting. So then when Kortney has to play alone, she's kind of by herself and can't bounce ideas off
in
of
my
anyone.
Wrongness, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's more fun with people, you know.
Yeah,
right.
I'm happy to bounce ideas off with you anytime, Kortney, to decide if it's Florida or Floridon't.
Yay.
So yeah, that is Florida or Floridon't. And all right, I wasn't going to do it, but we're going to do it real quick because I think I got time. And we are going to take a quick trip over to the Spookums Zone. And this is not the Spookums that we're still waiting. Oh, not waiting. I haven't asked Berto to give me his story yet because he's got a story for me. But this is a different story that I found that I wanted to share. So here we go to the Spookums Zone. Oh, also, by the way, this counts for space.
Oh no. Great. Guess I'm not sleeping tonight. We gotta put some of those sleep tips to use, and it's not even gonna work.
Oh.
The headline reads anomaly. Wow. Anomaly? Yeah, okay.
You
Words
said
apart.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's correct.
Thought I was having a problem there. Okay.
Nope.
Anomaly hunter spots human leg on Mars.
What?
No, how?
No, that's
How?
impossible. No.
Nah,
What? No.
nah, no,
No.
nope. Mm-mm.
An anomaly hunter scouting NASA images for odd items of interest spotted a particularly weird object that he has likened to a human leg sticking out of the surface of Mars. The peculiar find was made by indefatigable UFO researcher Scott Waring as he was examining a photo from the red planet that was captured by the space agency's Curiosity rover last month. Amid the otherwise barren Martian landscape, a curious dark form can be seen emerging from the ground. The oddity, Waring marveled, is strikingly similar in shape to a human-like leg.
Leave it alone. Leave it alone.
No,
Don't touch
what
it.
they're gonna do, Neysha, you know how this goes. What they're gonna do is be like, oh no, we need to see what's going on. And then, you know, that Doctor Who episode? Have you seen that Doctor Who episode of Mars? If you haven't, you gotta watch it. It's amazing. But anyway, I forget what it's called. But anyway, they go to Mars and then it goes down. Like, that, it's not okay.
This is the premise of every space movie.
Like every space movie ever.
Oh, and you sent us the picture. No, leave it alone. Leave it alone. It needs to stay there.
I did.
There's been movies. I swear, I'm gonna look it up. I know there's been movies of where people go to Mars and then all hell breaks loose.
No. Doctor Who did it. He did it first. Well, that show did it first.
Doctor Who did it first.
Not first, but that show is one of the many where it's like, listen, don't go to Mars. But guess what?
Doom.
It's gonna go down.
The movie's literally called Doom. Marines are sent on a rescue mission to a facility on Mars where they encounter genetically engineered creatures. No.
Negative.
No.
Count me out.
That's a no for me. That's a no for everybody. Dishonor. No, absolutely not.
Here's what scares me about this image. To me, it doesn't look like a leg because the shape is off, right? But like I can see how it kind of can look like a leg, but it looks like something else.
It looks like Nessie.
Yes.
It looked like something that just like it is odd. That shape and structure is like looks that way.
And
but
dear
what bothers
listener,
me.
I'm sorry. Go on.
No, what bothers me is that okay, what if they dig it up and it's something worse? Okay,
what if it's not a human leg? What is it going to be?
Well, the guy who found the picture, he does go on, and it is in the article. Although he has documented all manner of strange and unusual objects and images from the space agency over the years, the seasoned anomaly hunter conceded that the potential appendage was not typically what you would expect in a Mars photo. That said, he argued that NASA has been keeping mum about all these alien artifacts on Mars, so they must be real. As such, Waring surmised that the leg is probably part of a statue rather than being organic in nature, since such material is unlikely to have survived the harsh environment of the red planet for any lengthy period of time. So yes, he's thinking it's a statue, but you'll go on to read that it could just be a rock.
Is it bad that like I question his validity after he said statues?
Yes.
I guess it's not that I'm. It's not that I don't believe.
You can question all you want because all he does is just look at NASA pictures. He doesn't work for NASA.
Just be looking.
Right.
He don't know nothing. He's just one of us.
Right. Yeah. True. You know what? He is just one of us. So, okay. So this man ain't like a doctor or nothing. So
my
whole thing
is, you don't know nothing either.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, it's just like, it's not that I doubt that life on Mars never happened. It's just like when we want to go to the stage of like, there was a civilization and they was kings. Like when people go down that rabbit hole of they was kings on Mars, I'm like, all right. John Jones and them, as much as I would love John Jones to exist, Mars is one of those where I'm like, I don't know. I believe life could have existed on Mars a long time ago. Because what is stopping the universe from allowing that? What is stopping and then maybe something just changed. Maybe Mars is a cautionary tale for Earth.
I do love that spiral that you started. Like we were kings on Mars. So yeah.
Somebody just photoshopped John Jones with the hat that they put on.
The Hotep.
The Hotep hat. Put the Hotep hat on John Jones.
Do it.
Oh, somebody do it. I need to see it.
Yes. But yes, I did start with that spiral because I do feel like when people go too deep with Mars, it's like that dude who be on National History or whatever, aliens.
Oh yeah, that guy.
I imagine him with the hat. You could also put the Hotep hat on him, and he can just have John Jones next to him.
I'm not saying they're aliens, but we were kings.
Probably there.
Yes, we were kids.
I will say, y'all, that Ancient Aliens, that show is one show that is really good for putting me to sleep. So it's if I need something in the background, because some of their theories are like, okay, yeah, I could buy that. But a lot of them are like, okay, guys, you've gone too far with it. But like it's so just the way the show is written and filmed and things, and some of the folks they have on there, while very entertaining, it's just like a comfort thing. And I'm like, okay, I can go to sleep to this. It's not really
like that. That's how I feel about animal documentaries. But like,
really?
Because like I do love a good documentary about animals. Now it can't be too exciting because it was like the time I found out that killer whales are the bullies of the sea, and we've all been wrong. It's not the sharks, y'all. It's not the sharks.
It's the whales. They're crazy.
It's the orcas. They start fights with everybody.
Like Free Willy, like his people.
It's his people, and I'm just like, they had us fooled. They bamboozled us. We were thought to believe that Free Willy was a peaceful, loving giant.
Nope.
That fish made me cry. I'm sorry.
Right? His family, though. His family's some literal killers.
They gangsters. They don't care. They'll mess us up if we get too close. They're gonna kill us.
For fun.
No, thank you.
Well,
anyways, before I spiral.
That's a fun spiral, though.
It was because I mean, just especially if a whale just happens to go shoot down, then you're going to spiral down with it because of how physics works.
That is true.
Back up from that.
Yeah, but I will say, just in the same vein, is that the reason why I do believe aliens exist is because look at octopus. There's animals on this earth where I just look at like, nah, where do you come from?
Right.
Like
who
a horse.
You up?
I believe in prehistoric times and evolution and all that, but I also be like, but what if the octopus came here, like that movie? It was Ryan Reynolds and Jake Gyllenhaal, and they were in space.
Oh, Life.
Yes, I'm like,
not to be confused with the Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence Life, but yes.
No, not at all.
Because that's a horror movie, and the Ryan Reynolds one.
It is so good.
No, but listen, I because I'm a weenie and I can't do it. So I watched or I read like the Wikipedia of it, and I was like, oh my God, I'm never gonna sleep again. Because I'm sure this is happening somewhere. Because
you're never going to look at a plastic bag again. But continue. Sorry, continue.
Oh, okay. Well, didn't like it come from space? They found a thing in space, and then like slowly overtook them, and then it came to Earth.
Yes, because it was dead, frozen in space, and scientists in sci-fi movies are gonna do what they're gonna do. They're like, let's see if we can bring it back to life.
Right. And they did.
And they did, and they stupidly were like, "Oh, look, it's alive!" I'm like, without testing it on something that isn't one of you. No, you just put your hand in the thing with the glove, and you thought you was gonna be fine.
Meanwhile, and Jeff Goldblum is like, how many times do I have to tell you? I mean, how many times do I have to tell you?
Finds a way.
Yes, and just because you could doesn't mean that you should.
Doesn't mean you should.
Doesn't mean at all. This is why I know young me never had any aspirations of being an astronaut. Because I knew I am not about that life when it comes to let's see what happens if we create this thing. No, thank you.
I mean, that is our creed here. Space is out to kill you. So, you know, we don't mess with it. We appreciate it, but here on Earth, where it's safe. Well,
space is scary. Yes, that's and this is why we get along. This is why we are great friends. Because you know what? Space is scary. I ain't going up there.
Nope. I will watch all the space movies from safety, from here, from Earth. Away from, you know, space lasers and Martian legs and all that stuff. We're safe here. We're good.
Yes.
But real quick on the octopi in sci-fi, there's a episode in Twilight Zone, the new one on Peacock, not Peacock, Paramount. Sorry, all these streaming services. Good Lord. But yeah, on the newest Twilight Zone on Paramount, there's an episode about octopi just kind of, you know, being creepy, killing people, you know. Hate to
like
spoil
they do.
it.
Oh,
like
wait, they kill people?
I mean, it just starts, and then there was one kind of situation. So
I'm glad I ate calamari on Sunday.
Go check that out. There's also a great episode of Love, Death, and Robots. In the first season, I guess, or first volume, there is an episode. It's a very lighthearted one too, even though it gets kind of whatever. It's lighthearted. They're all animated, but there's one where they keep pretty much, I think, killing Hitler in different ways, or what happens.
Yeah, that one is funny.
Wow.
Yeah, and then that one has a thing that also where octopus take over in one of those timelines. So yeah, just wanted to throw that out there. Some random but relevant references. So yeah, octopus. With that, because there is no segue coming from that, we'll talk about the things that we're grateful for in our moment of gratefulness, or whatever. I'll go first, and I'm just going to say that I'm grateful for the soft things. I got since I think we last recorded, I've gotten not a list of soft things, but I recently got a kitchen mat. So when I do the dishes, like, oh, my feet don't hurt as much now because there's a cushion. I'm like, oh, how nice. It really makes a difference, truly. I didn't think it would, but it really did. Like, I can do dishes for like 2 hours. Not that it takes me that long, but you know, if there's a good, you know, song on and I want to keep it on repeat for a while, yeah, sure. 2 hours. Also, we got a foam thing on our mattress, and that really has helped. Again, going back to sleep, that did help us with sleep, at least with me. And then there's also this cushion that Ashley bought me, because if I'm not where I am here at this studio, where there is a cushion chair, I'm in the kitchen where there is no cushions, but she bought me one just for me, and it's really nice. And I just go in there sometimes just to sit because it's so soft and I love it. And we would have had a new cushion, a new couch, but that's another story I don't want to get into right now because we do not have that couch yet, but it's coming. Just not yet. So either way, I'm grateful for all the cushions that we have and the soft things, because we deserve some comfort. Take some, you know, the little niceties in life.
True.
Kortney, what would you be grateful for? Your moment of gratefulness.
I actually wrote it down. Let me get it. I thought I had it. So sorry. So I made I found a recipe which I like to call like fancy mac and cheese. And it's got two different types of cheese. So it's got like smoked Gouda and it's got white cheddar cheese. And when I tell you, it is just the creamiest. It's got milk in it, of course. It's just the creamiest, most delicious mac and cheese I've ever made. And I'm not good at mac and cheese. It's just not a gift of mine. But this stuff, because so one of the kids wanted it. Well, they wanted like mac and cheese, and then we found this fancy recipe, and I'm like, okay, well, let's just do it big. Let's, and made it once, tore it up in a couple of days because because it makes a lot. But we tore it up in a couple of days because it was so good. And so I made it again just for funsies, and it was so good. I love food. I love comfort food, but this just kind of is something above and beyond. And I am so grateful for recipes like this and for good food like this.
Would you be willing to share said recipe and I could put it in the show notes, or is that something you want to kind of hold on to?
No, I'll share it. It's not my recipe. So
okay.
But yeah, I'll give you, I found it on Pinterest, but I'd be happy to share it because I want everybody to experience this goodness. It's amazing.
And you had me at cheese. So yeah, like 2 different cheeses. So
same. Yeah, the smoked Gouda. I'm like, okay.
Listen.
I can see it. I can taste it a little bit.
Amazing.
I'm going to put it in my notes because we're going to come back to it at a later episode about my quest to find a legendary smoked Gouda that to this day I still have not found.
Really? What? You gotta,
the short story is I went to several stores and found several different brands, but I still could not find this one brand that I had at this one wedding. And it was like the best smoked Gouda I have ever had.
Maybe one day.
Yes, one day.
Maybe one day. It's out there waiting on you.
Oh, and then we can have a charcuterie episode.
Yay!
Preach. Oh, I'm sorry, Neysha. What are you grateful for?
Absolutely nothing. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, I have plenty to be grateful for. Okay, I gotta say this one because I don't think I've been on here on this segment to do this, but like I'm grateful for my mama.
Oh.
I feel like that's the required one, but that is very true. I got to have lunch with her today, and it's just parents, as we get older, you just realize like you're just people.
Yeah.
So it's like I've been grateful, right? Y'all got one of those, like an older people that birthed you and you come from them. And I've just been like very grateful lately when it comes to like having that time with them. I just be looking at them. I'm like, I'm thankful for you. So there's that. But on like the smaller things, night water, that sip of water in the middle of the night when you wake up.
Yes. Amen.
And it hits the back of your throat.
Do you like there's cold room temperature or warmer?
Jesus, the offense. Yes.
I do prefer like the colder, but because it's gonna get warmer soon, so I gotta put either extra ice cubes in there and just make it mostly ice, and then but I don't make it too cold because that'll jolt you awake too much.
Yeah,
but
too much.
Yeah, too much ice, that's gonna put you in a shock. So like somewhere in between, like it's crisp, it's still cold, but I'm not so cold that I'm gonna like choke on it after I take a big gulp. Other things. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I mean, I'll tell you what hurts is that when that night water cup or glass or big mug like I have, it just happens to be empty. And then you just look over and then your mouth is like, oh, just dust just falls out because like you require this moisture, this liquid, and it's all gone. But you still try to sip from it anyway. Like, is there at least a drop that can...
And then you question, is it worth it getting more?
Yes. You question it, and then you're like, you have to think about your entire life and then what you have to do in the morning and how much more sleep you need to get to that morning. Like, is it worth me getting out of bed and waking up to get this refreshment? Most times it's yes, but still it's sorry.
The struggle though.
Get me out of the spiral. Get me out of the spiral.
Get up. You're fine. You're good. You're here. Okay. It's not happening for real.
You're safe. But, you are safe.
You are safe. You're not. You're on the edge. You're not in the spiral.
Right.
All right. There's water all around me. Okay. Good.
Yes.
But yeah, and then like today, lately, I just really, really have found the joy, rediscovered the joy in making soup from scratch. And like I made a roasted garlic tomato soup that was really good. And then I found a 30-minute recipe for potato soup, which I feel like is unheard of. And like the trick is, most people would know this, is like you can just boil the potatoes until they're soft. Cut them up, boil them until they're soft. You could season them a little bit because we like to season our food here. Then you can either put them in the Instapot, but like sometimes the Instapot could be a whole thing. So what I do is I'll put, my milk of choice, which lately has to be almond milk. And then you put the potatoes in, season it, put a little bit of cheese in there before, let it melt all down, and then I add the chicken broth.
Okay.
And it's honestly just a way to like cook it a little bit. Like I want the potatoes to hold that flavor, because I feel like when you do it backwards, like some people will put the broth and like they'll add the seasoning and everything, but I'm like, I just feel like the broth overtakes everything.
Okay.
So it's like if I put the broth in after I've done all the seasoning with the potatoes, then I can control how soupy I want it. Oh, and also making ramen. That's been fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I found the good noodles at Walmart finally.
The good noodles.
Yeah. The organic Japanese noodles, because I don't, there's a whole bunch of noodles there, but like you get those and then you can honestly I have a whole recipe book for ramen.
Wow, really?
I don't know why, but that doesn't surprise me. I don't know why.
Did you create it yourself?
Oh no, not me.
Okay.
It's an actual book from Amazon.
Gotcha.
But
okay.
I can send it to y'all. So again, not my recipes. So go for it.
I don't have any new recipes I've tried. Just different methods of cooking things, such as like steaks, specifically tough pieces of meat, such as like a sirloin flap, which I've never heard of until I received some. And I'm like, how do I cook this? So basically I just put it in one of these aluminum foil pouches that I made, and first I marinated it for like over a day with bourbon sauce, barbecue sauce, steak sauce, Worcestershire sauce, and just things to make it tasty. And they just melt.
That sounds delicious.
I made like a huge chuck steak for my parents, which they didn't think they're going to eat all of it, but they sliced it up and it was gone. So I'm like, see? So yeah, the pouch method is great. Low and slow.
I will try that. I did forget one more, and it was something I had recently discovered, but it's an addictive one. Have y'all heard of croissant bread?
Yeah.
Well, croissants, but not croissant bread.
It's delicious. And I've only been able to find it at Whole Foods, but oh my God. Like it's a loaf of croissant bread. Like that's all I can keep on describing it. It's a loaf.
What?
And
I may have to go on a journey.
You can get it at Whole Foods. I will tell you right now, you're going to be mad when you pay, because the loaf isn't even like, it's not like,
not like
a regular
a
thin. It's not a full loaf. Like it's not going to be like 30. It's not going to be like 30 slices of bread in there, because this is thick croissant toast. So you can, but making French toast with it, making a breakfast. I made a breakfast sandwich with it, and oh my God, I'm never going back to regular bread again for a breakfast sandwich. It's delicious. Every other bread is like...
question though. Oof. So like if you were to go to Sam's, or I don't know about Costco, I've never been there, but like a Costco-like store, they will do croissants, like just croissants there, and sometimes they're ginormous. Would that be any different? Like, because
it's different.
The
text. I'm just gonna show y'all a picture of it.
Okay.
Because
now, is it also anything like brioche?
No. I would not say it's the same as brioche. It's just
had to verify. But okay, well I've got to go to Journey.
It costs $7.99. So don't judge me. But
hey. I'm not judging, because due to my wife and her not lactose intolerance, what am I trying to say? Gluten allergies. So we have to get gluten-free bread. So that bread is not cheap, and it's not a whole loaf either. So it's also like half a loaf.
It's a scam. It's a complete scam, but they can get my money for this croissant toast. I just sent it to y'all in the chat on here.
Okay.
And like you'll see the packaging. That's exactly how big it is. But it's just something about how the mouth feel is different from a regular croissant, but it tastes like a croissant.
Well, still, like I said,
Ooh.
I'm gonna have to take a trip because I don't even know where the closest Whole Foods is, because it's one of those things I was just like, whatever, Whole Foods. But there's never been a motivation for me to go to one. But now I think you've given me that motivation, so I'm gonna have to go check it out.
Yeah,
I'm checking Whole Foods right now as we speak.
You have to report back and let me know how you feel about it. Like, and try different ways of it. Like, try it as French toast. Try it as there's custard toast. My one friend has gotten into. She made it into custard toast. There is, make a regular breakfast sandwich with all the toppings you want on it.
I think I'll even put my homemade honey cinnamon butter on it. So I think I'll probably do that.
Yes, that's a great idea. I made a chicken sandwich out of it.
Ooh,
a chicken sandwich with Mike's hot honey, and I put the mixed green lettuce. Oh my God, I've seen the gates.
And you saw the Kings.
I saw the Kings.
Well, guess who found croissant toast at her local Whole Foods? Okay.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
I love that for you. Luxury
going down. And I don't even know. I think I've been to Whole Foods maybe once, and I just wanted to go in and experience it, and I was like, all right, cool, this place ain't for me. I'm glad I tried it.
That was my
nice
experience.
Every now and then. I'll go in there, and I'll go there maybe once a month for my treat day, where it's more like I'm going to the bakery because I like how big they slice their individual pieces of cake. And I will get myself my croissant toast and maybe a bottle of wine. But also, I can just get $2 wine from Aldi, and it tastes the same to me.
It tastes the same, though. Yeah.
It do. It do. I'm like, I just want something.
Yeah. But definitely I'm going to go to the Whole Foods for the croissant toast, because, come on, the croissant bread. It's going down.
I want to know, are you going to share it once after you try it? Like, will you share it with other people?
No. I'm sorry. Did I answer too quickly?
No, you didn't. I was thinking it, but I was trying to be a little diplomatic. Like, maybe I can share with Daniel, but I don't know.
I had already said that my wife has a gluten allergy, and this looks like it's full of gluten. So I don't want to be a burden to her. And,
well, that's
just her.
Well, isn't that convenient for you? It's more for you.
I know. Right. I mean, I have gluten issues too, but not as bad as her. So it's okay.
This will be worth it.
And yeah.
Sometimes you just gotta, sometimes you just gotta take the L, Don't listen to me though. I'm not a doctor.
Not a doctor.
I'll kill you if you listen to me. Sometimes.
Right. Because have you believe in his legs up on Mars? So yes.
Right.
Now we will move on to recommendations. And I'll start with Neysha. Do you have any recommendations you want people to read or watch or listen to? Anything like that?
Yes, I came prepared, and I do have some for you.
Nice.
Because I feel like usually I have to think on the spot. First off, I just watched and I wrote a review for Kotaro Lives Alone. It's on Netflix. It is an anime. I don't know if y'all ever heard of a show called Shin-Chan.
No.
Okay. It's a gag anime. Like, it's wacky and funny, and the animation of it is kind of like rough, but not like the usual anime standards some people may be used to. I referenced that one because when I saw the trailer for this, I was just like, what is this about? Is this gonna be like Shin-Chan? Is it gonna be funny? And like wacky, and like it is a comedy, but it's a comedy drama. So I say that, and I'm going to give the trigger warning. It does deal with the topic of abuse.
Okay.
And so I went into this show completely blind, not knowing a thing about the characters or the premise. I just knew it's about a 4-year-old boy.
I take it back. I have watched this on Adult Swim. Yes.
Oh, Shin-Chan. You've seen Shin-Chan, but not Kotaro.
Oh, no, I haven't seen Kotaro, but I have seen Shin-Chan. Yes.
Yeah, so Shin-Chan was on Adult Swim. And I referenced that because like the art style just made me think of one of them where it's like Shin-Chan's drawn very roughly, and like it's not the typical art style people have come to like expect from anime. And like Kotaro kind of falls in that bucket for me. And I was kind of like, oh, this is just gonna be a gag manga, like gag anime. Well, I was wrong. It's a show with heart. It punched me right in my feelings. Honestly, it knocked me out in my feelings because of how the writing is and the characters and how it's all delivered. Because you learn this 4-year-old boy, Kotaro, lives alone in an apartment complex. And you, as the story goes on, you learn why he lives alone. The whole time I'm thinking, like, what's up with this little boy? Is he a reincarnated grown man in a child's body? Is he a wizard? Is he from the past? What's up with him? No magic. There's no magic here. He was abandoned by his mother, and his father is abusive, and he literally ran away from a group home to then be able to rent out an apartment. Don't ask me how a 4-year-old can rent an apartment and got approved in Japan, but just watch it. Yeah. Just watch it and find out. You have to suspend your disbelief in some of this. But it's a beautiful story about found family and like how the adults around him show up for him. Like he lives next door to a broke manga artist, and they have a special bond because like when the guy asks him like, where are your parents? I'm sure they're worried about you. He's just like, I don't have any parents anymore. And like the assumption is like, oh, did the parents die? And like more is revealed, and like the manga artist tells him like, it's fine. I also lost my parents when I was around your age too. So it's like he realizes he's not that alone. Other people have gone through similar situations as he has, or can relate to him on different levels. And it really becomes a beautiful story of helping someone through process grief and moving forward and out of the darkness. But it does not hold back with how abusive situations can impact a child at any age. Because it's the way that, and like he doesn't talk like a regular 4-year-old. You can tell that like he's had to grow up very fast. You can tell that like he'll say things like, I never thought a birth was something to be celebrated, because he never had his birthday celebrated. Yeah. There are very blunt lines, like, and then there's small lines like, you found out that he survived off of eating tissues. When his mother wouldn't come home for an extended period of time. And then it's also a series. It's a series. It's 10 episodes, and then it also kind of deals in, like, when it goes into the grief part, it's because like he's a 4-year-old child. Of course he misses his family. Of course he misses his mother still, because he's a baby. But it's like, you're like, anyone who's ever probably been hurt by a parent, or like you like eat like whatever degree, you still are going to have that love for that parent at a certain age. Like he doesn't understand I should hate my mother, and nor does he hate his mother, because again, he's a child, so he doesn't really understand the breadth of everything that happened to him. But it's like he knows that he misses her and still loves her, but he is coming to terms of like what she did, and the adults around him are telling him like how those adults treated you were wrong, and it was not your fault. And he's just like, if I was stronger, I could have kept my family together. I'm like, oh my god, this baby. Just sorry, now that I feel like I've brought everyone down.
It's okay. Well, where's your review?
Yes, thank you.
Where's your review posted?
Oh, you can read the review on But Why Though, a geek community. So butwhythoughpodcast.com. So it is over there.
Okay. We'll go over there and be sad over there. So yes.
I mean, I don't dive into. I held back on, but I did give people the heads up. Like, hey, so this is gonna deal with this.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, but also watch Seeing Red. For a nice palette
Turning
cleanser.
Red.
Turning Red. Yes, sorry, Turning Red.
Yes,
Seeing Red.
Well, I mean, you kind of do when you know.
Right.
Well, isn't it I don't know. I haven't seen it yet, so watch it. But isn't it about anger?
It does deal with anger. It does. Like her whole, like the premise, not giving anything away, but like any extreme emotion can bring out her panda.
Gotcha.
So like, I think that's why like Seeing Red is so easy for me to like say that.
Right. I get it. Yeah. And it's a great movie. It really is. And yeah, I think I probably would worth seeing it again. And I love how that it takes place 20 years ago. I'm just going to say that. I'm just going to say that and leave it there.
Okay. Okay. Stop. Cause I want to see it myself.
Yeah. I'm not going to say anymore. That's it. Cause it's good. It's good. I'm probably going to have to watch it again because my lovely wife, who was waiting to see it, fell asleep watching it. So, but that's just her. Not because it was not boring, because she was enjoying herself, but she just got tired. So, because the 6-year-old is just crazy. So it just runs around and tires everybody out. But yeah, great movie. I co-sign with you, Neysha, because I did watch it, and I'm like, okay, now I'm starting to get some of these memes and other people saying, hey, you are this friend, because there's a whole group of friends and everyone's relating to each other, and I love it. So, but we will pass the baton over to Kortney. What do you recommend?
So I'm still watching this show called Secrets of Skinwalker Ranch. And I can't remember if I recommended this show last time because I've been watching it not for a long, long time, but it's one of those shows that I kind of save for my lunch break. And so it's like my one and only reprieve from the day. So I watch it kind of slowly. But it's basically Skinwalker Ranch is in Utah, and it's basically a hub of just a lot of paranormal activity. And so watching the show at first for me was like, okay, I'm ready to see an actual skinwalker. I'm ready to see an alien. I'm ready to see something. And so a lot of the stuff that they were finding or the things that they were experiencing was very like, okay, is that it? They're taking a very scientific approach for it. So there's like an astrophysicist or an astrologist. He works with space and stuff, but he's like from Alabama, so he's got this thick Alabama accent. It's kind of great. But and then there's other scientists and other ranch hands and just a variety of people who are involved and on this team right now. And so they give the history of the ranch, which spans back hundreds of years, and many, like every time somebody's on the ranch or somebody owns the ranch for sure, they experience like these crazy phenomena, and they eventually end up selling the ranch because it's just too much or whatever. So they're trying to get to the bottom of what's going on. And it's like on the outside, it sounds like, ooh, like ghost hunters, or like we're doing something really, or like alien hunters or something. But the way, because they're being very scientific about it, and the phenomena that they see is it is strange, but it's not like jump out at you type strange. It started off real slow for me, and I was like, I don't know if I can do this. And it turned out to be one of those, I'm just going to have this playing in the background because it's interesting enough to like, I want to see what happens, but not super interesting for me to actually sit down and watch it uninterrupted. Then it started to get a little bit better because there's 2 seasons right now, and I'm on the 2nd season. It started to get a little bit better. And it's still not like an alien or a skinwalker is literally going to walk up to you and like try to eat you. That hasn't happened yet. But the things that they're saying make it very interesting enough to keep me watching. So that's not like a glowing review of the show, but it's interesting enough to where, because it gives such real world scientific, like it explains it almost ad nauseum why what's happening on the screen is so phenomenal and why it's so important. And so when you get past the whole Hollywood, I guess the Hollywoodized version of what I expected stuff to happen, and then actually listen to what they're saying and take into account, okay, yeah, that would be weird. Okay, yeah, that is pretty strange. Then it becomes, I don't know, I guess my expectation really changed as I watched and as I continue to listen to these experts. And then it's like, okay, yeah, that is pretty weird. And so now they actually are kind of getting into more, maybe it is aliens, because they're talking about like wormholes and portals and just more of the, I guess, typical things you would think of when you think of paranormal activity. But it's still very much based in reality. So it's just a different take on paranormal, but very interesting still.
And where is this found?
It's on Hulu.
Okay.
And it's called The Secrets of Skinwalker Ranch.
Okay.
Now I've heard of Skinwalker Ranch like in my travels. So I've never actually investigated further than that. I just knew that paranormal things happened, but I didn't know the details that you just told me. And yeah, that is interesting.
It's pretty interesting. I mean, I say give it a watch. Like I said, it doesn't, you'll have to change your expectation of what kind of paranormal activity, because you see a lot of them measuring on machines. It's like, man, that I forget what the machines are called. Man, that such and such machine is going crazy. And it's like, okay, if you don't watch it and listen, you're gonna be like, okay, is that it? This is why are we going crazy over these graphs?
Sounds like my dad anytime we watch Ghost Adventures. So he's like, we can see anything. So what? There's some beeps and boops, or somebody whispered something. Yeah.
I was like, no, but where's the skinwalker? Like, why is it? Where is it? Look, where's the alien? Come on, guys. But in one of the episodes, there was like a cow that died mysteriously. And cows and livestock die on ranches. Okay, that's not really anything. But the circumstances surrounding it make it more interesting than not. So
okay. I was gonna say, like, well, why did it die? What was the cause of death? Like,
right. When it's a year later and they're still researching it because on typical ranches, they will, livestock will die. Again, that's not out of the norm. That happens sometimes. Well, what they'll do though is leave the livestock out, or whatever died. They'll just leave it out for the predators to get it. They're up in Utah, so there's coyotes and there's wolves and probably not rabid dogs, but wild dogs and stuff, which is different apparently than a wolf. But anyway, basically in buzzards and stuff. And so they'll leave the livestock out for the predators and for the vultures and things like that to grab it. Well, they said that a year later, yes, the body is decomposed because it's been a year later, but no predators have touched it. Everything has stayed away from it when it should have been devoured in days, if not hours, depending on, the predators that are around. And so they even were saying, like, in cases where like livestock has been struck by lightning or poisoned, got into some poison, and that's what killed it or whatever, then the predators will, like the other cows or the other livestock that are living, will go far, far away from it because they don't want whatever this cow got into. And also, like, predators and things won't touch the cow or won't touch the livestock because, again, they can sense those things and they can smell it, and they don't want to consume whatever killed this thing. Well, they were saying that because it's been a year and nothing has touched this dead cow that died for, they said, like, stress or something real, like, well, that's kind of crazy. Nothing has touched this thing. They're like, well, it's got to be something. The animals are sensing and smelling or seeing or something with this animal that just kind of died out of thin air.
Right.
So not crazy. Listen, it ain't crazy. You're not gonna see nothing that jumps out at you yet. I am still watching, and it hasn't happened.
So you're saying the fact that you could watch it, meaning it's not gonna.
Right. I was gonna say, like, okay, if you can watch it,
it may not appeal to everybody. Well, because it's pretty low key. I mean, it's very realistic based, very science based, but it's still pretty interesting. So.
Question for you, though, because since this is in the vein of ranch and like spooky things, are you gonna watch the new Jordan Peele movie? Nope.
Probably no.
Dang. I thought we had. I thought we finally found one for you.
Well,
it's so crazy because I love creepy stuff and I love spookums and I love scary movies, but listen, me in my elder years, I've learned where my ministry is. I've learned to stay in my lane, and I just feel like I can enjoy them from afar and still be able to sleep at night,
And I'm trying to press my campaign. I need to press it a little harder because I really would like for the two of us to go on Too Scary Didn't Watch, which is a podcast that's all about scary movies and telling those movies to people who are too scared to watch them, like ourselves. But I think the way that I can get on the show is if I have to watch the movie, then I can tell it to the rest of everyone else, including Kortney, so that way she can experience the movie firsthand. So
I'm okay with that. I would do that, maybe.
But I just have to reach out to them to say, hey, I'm willing to do it. I want to do it. Plus, I really respect what those ladies are doing over there with their podcast. They're doing the Lord's work, watching these movies.
It's a great show.
I don't have to.
I love it.
But need to.
But I told you I can't watch. I can't listen. But that's a different story.
It is, and one we've mentioned before. And then I'll listen to certain episodes, like, oh yeah, Kortney can't listen to this one. But there's other ones like, okay, she could do this one. I mean, it's Jaws. Like, yeah, so you could do that one. But I will give my recommendations. Mine are based on Peacock. I'll just say that. And I will say I have been watching Bel Air. I have been enjoying it. I think I've got like one episode before I'm caught up. But that isn't my recommendation, even though it is a good show. I recommend it. Bust Down just came out. that is not my recommendation, but I do enjoy that because it's just a show about Black people just doing silly shenanigans, and it's not like heavy at all. It's not politically correct. It's just, we're just here to make jokes and have fun, and we're doing our schemes and scams or just trying to get through the day. And it's just so lighthearted, but also just so like not family friendly in that sense. But it's the kind of show that I've been looking for. Like, I don't want and it's gonna sound a little odd saying this, but I don't want like every Black created show or show that's centered around Black people to be this monolith, or it has to stand up to greatness and be the best of whatever it is. And I'm not saying Bust Down is not a good show or it's not the best show, but it's a show somewhere in the middle. Like, it's just a show that I feel like some, I may sound crass saying it, but some white people will make, and it gets like awards thrown at them for just being, a show like Workaholics. That's just the first show that came to mind, because that's how I'm kind of relating Bust Down. Bust Down is the Black version of Workaholics.
I feel that.
Yeah,
I like that. I like the way you put it, because I mean, like, sometimes a show can just be a show with Black characters and it can exist, and it doesn't have to go that deep. And it doesn't have to get a whole bunch of awards and acclaims, but
and it's still good.
And it's still good, and it doesn't have to like go to that deeper level. Like, let's talk about the Black struggle in every episode.
Exactly. It just entertains you. It's not afraid to be stupid or silly. In fact, there's one character who reminds me of I think his name is Darius on Atlanta, like the character's name of Lakeith
Stanfield. Yeah,
there you go. His character on Atlanta is very odd, but I love his character. And then if you watch Bust Down, there's a character that's similar to him, but just zany to like a whole, like he's almost a cartoon character, and I love it. So in each, the way I saw somebody review it, it's like, if you didn't like the joke, wait, there's going to be another one right after it that's probably for you. So it's that. But I'm not recommending that one. What I'm recommending is a show called True Story, also on Peacock. All three of these shows are on Peacock. And that is with Ed Helms and Randall Park interviewing somebody that all they know is his name, and they're going to tell them a true story that happened to them, and it's reenacted by famous actors or whatever, similar to Drunk History, but without them being drunk and without it being a historic event. And they're just telling a story, and it's being reenacted, and I love it. It's really great. There's some of them that are really lighthearted, or not lighthearted, like they touch your heart, like, oh, that happened. Oh, and there's just some of them that's just outrageous and crazy. I love it. And that is my recommendation, because that's actually something you could probably watch with others and probably relate to. And like, hey, that's great. I'm glad that happened to you. So
I like that. I am down.
Me too. Yeah.
That's my pitch for Peacock. How about that? So,
nice. Yeah. Plus, you got me at if it's like Drunk History, which that's another good one. Bringing it full circle, another good show to fall asleep to.
Yeah, because especially if it's a show that has a lot of episodes, so that way you can just kind of wake up and still on. So yeah. So that's and I will, one more thing about Bust Down, it goes into my trifecta of shows that I found, at least in the last year, that kind of go in this whole vein. There's Bust Down, there's the Grand Crew, which I talked about before.
Love it.
And Southside. So those are three, I'll just say three Black shows that are just, they are Black, like unapologetically Black, but also just not, how did you mention before? Just, about the struggle. Yeah.
I think maybe a term or maybe a genre that we could call them is like just black and existing.
Yes, I love it.
Because that's the category I put Craig of the Creek in, of just like, it's not a show about Black people. So, but the titular character is Black. Many characters are Black, but then they also do great things with representation from, like, honestly, Craig of the Creek is killing the game. Every time I come on the show, I feel like I gush about it. But shout out to you, Jeff, Jeff Trammell and the crew. But like, it just, I don't know, like, that was one of the first shows that like I watched, and I was just like, this is just a show with characters who are Black and having experiences. And sometimes they do have episodes that are deep, but it's not, I don't know how to put it. It's not Blackish, and no offense to Blackish. It's just more like Blackish. I felt like, and that was kind of the point of Blackish, was to talk about almost every episode. There was some part of the Black experience that was like they dove into.
Right.
And that's not to say that's bad. I just don't think we need every show with the core cast being Black. We don't have to do that.
Right. I agree. So do you, Neysha, have any, almost said recommendations, but no, plugs or things of that nature?
I do. And y'all forgive me if I didn't tell y'all this news. I'm pretty sure I told y'all, but nobody, y'all two don't be mad at me if I didn't. I wrote a script.
What?
Okay. So I forgot to tell y'all. I wrote a script.
You most certainly did.
I am so sorry. There's been a lot of things that have happened from then and now. And also I signed an NDA, so I could not tell everybody. But now the episode's out and the series out, and I wrote a script for PBS. It will be, thank you. Yay. It will be it's a part of the PBS digital series, so it is a part of their new show. It's called Subcultured.
Okay.
You can watch it on the PBS Voices YouTube channel, and it premieres tomorrow, which is Wednesday, March 16th.
Wow.
That's so awesome.
Congratulations.
Oh my God.
Thank you. Yeah, I remember now why I didn't tell y'all. It's because I signed that NDA, and I was I
couldn't tell us.
Yeah, because I would have told y'all.
That's why you never jumped on like those group texts or made the phone call, because you've been sitting on this and you knew you were going to tell us.
I probably would have told you. And I honestly, it's funny when I look back at the text for the group call. I remember exactly why I ended up not texting back. It's because I had a deadline for the script. And then I saw it, and then we got to, maybe that's something we could talk about next time I'm on here, but like, is it ever too late to text back?
Nah.
What? We'll come back to that too, because
that's relatable for me and Sterling. For me, when I communicate with Sterling, which you love me and I love you, like like the cousin I never had, or the brother. I'm dead. I'm dead to him.
It's all good. I'm just trying to think back, like how long was that last text? Yeah,
it was
at least 2 years.
At least
2 years at least. Yeah.
In the group chat, who knows how long it took me to reply solo. But
I had a whole kid since then.
What?
I'm kidding. Just
I'm gonna say, hold on now. We missed baby pictures.
No.
Okay. Any other plugs? But no, I'm very excited about that. I hope y'all who are listening and y'all on the pod will watch it tomorrow. I'm gonna be tweeting and talking about it nonstop as soon as I get the link for it to drop it. Yay. But yeah, it's Subcultured is a new digital series for PBS where they basically look at different subcultures and from all over, and they dive into it. And I was very honored to be reached out to and given the opportunity to write a script about anime and otaku culture and anime fan culture. And basically I wrote a script that answers the question, what is an otaku? How did anime become a billion, I think I said billion, I can't remember, I should know this off the top of my head, just know that's a multi-million-dollar industry. And I talked about what is the anime fan culture experience. So I'm very excited about that. And as always, I'd like to plug my socials. Follow me at Neysha Plays on Instagram and Twitter. Also on TikTok now, where I am being more consistent in doing my cosplays.
Okay.
I love it. Loving it.
And you do a good job with that too, with the whole cosplay thing. So
I appreciate that, because I finally feel like I found my groove and gotten more comfortable doing it.
Good. I'm glad. And that's really awesome. I will definitely be looking for Subcultured, or at least, what it is that you presented. That's exciting. And wow, I'm wounded, but with joy inside.
Okay.
I'm wounded with joy.
I feel so bad. I thought I had been able to tell y'all, and I was like, wait, did I tell them? And I stopped myself. I'm like, I can't tell anybody. So let's just shut up before anything else happens.
Right.
Because I want that check.
I get it. Right? I get it. But seriously, I'm really proud of you. I'm excited. I'm happy for you. And I can't wait to check it out.
Thank you.
Yay. Ditto. I'm so proud of you.
So Kortney, how can we find you, Kortney, if you want to be found, or got anything?
Sure. You can find me on the Twitters at I am K Hinton. And, catch me if you can. That's all I got to say.
Okay. I was waiting for the period because I know sometimes you leave me dangling sometimes. And I'm like, oh wait, that's it. She's not saying anymore.
Gotta keep you on your toes, you know?
You do. And I was ready. You can follow me on all things at Indoob. Go to Indoob.com. Tell someone you value them. Live without regrets and live for the folks you love. Please wash your legs, face, bottoms of your feet, undersides of your dishes. And yes, definitely get vaccinated, but why wear your mask, I guess. Still, yeah, go ahead. Yes, do it.
I don't know these days.
These days, depending on where you are, go ahead, do it. Because I know I'm being seen in some places like a Target or something, and I might not have it on, but whatever. But I am triple vaxxed, so come at me. Don't stay over there. But
no. You just get a pole that's 6 feet long, and you can just
we'll joust. Yes, we'll joust. We'll do that. I've been your benevolent host, T. Sterling Watson. And remember, if the world didn't suck, we'd all fall off henceforth and forevermore. And the church said,
Amen.
Amen. You just don't want to fall. I'm sorry. I was trying something different.
Oh, nah.
I'm good. Okay.
Thanks for listening to the Indoob podcast, which was recorded from the south side of Wakanda in Little New Indubia on the corner of T'Chaka and MLK Drive, and is part of the Indoob network. Want more Indoob? Follow on Instagram and Twitter at Indoob and on Facebook at IndoobPod. You can contact us and send Ask Indoob questions by emailing indoobpod@gmail.com. Want to support or donate? Find the T Public Store or become a patron on Patreon, where subscribing gives you perks and extra things from the Indoob network. Please subscribe, rate, comment, and share the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, YouTube, Podbean, and wherever else podcasts are found. And of course, visit Indoob.com for all of this and much more. Thank you so much for letting us entertain, enlighten, and provide an auditory escape with knowledge and nonsense. Until next time.
Use your words, Chief. Good boy.
This has been another 3SFX production.